Hi, today I want to share a slightly different video with you. We're going to take a look back at my old garden in Wiltshire and also at the allotment I had. I hope you enjoy. When we first arrived, this was all lawn. Firstly, we dug generous borders and installed a pond and filled it with a multitude of plants, most of which have moved with us. You see a lot of them are still in their pots as I haven't decided their final positions yet. Some of my favourites I bought with me were my alliums, and this was a nice cosy nook where you could tuck yourself away and read a book. It wasn't long before the crops came rolling in from the currant bushes that edged the lawn and the strawberry plants. I even found space for some vegetables. It wasn't long before I was off to an allotment. This was really thrilling for me. I started by creating a scarecrow because there were lots of rooks and crows that were picking over the ground as it had been farmland, and I didn't want them to steal all my seeds. Began at the bottom, building the beds and making the pathways, and Lottie looked over all of the crops I had planted. She did enjoy the sunshine, that girl. These were a mixture of squash that I planted, and as I moved up the allotment I made sure to build a big compost bay as I went, and this was my water catchment system, which was made from old pallets. The allotment quickly developed and filled up with beans and peas, sweet corn, and my compost bay started to get filled too. New sowings of carrots and beetroot, parsnips. Brassica cage appeared. Disappeared quite quickly too with the wind. And things kept growing and getting better and better, and there was a promise that there would soon be fruit from the gooseberries. And all that time, Lottie watched on, patiently watching things grow. I put in things like this buddleia for the pollinating insects, and I moved to the top area of the allotment eventually. Planted up my water butt planter and enjoyed sitting in the sunshine occasionally. My fruits started to develop on all the squash, and I was rewarded as my seedlings started to peek through the soil. And they were set off very beautifully with my African marigolds. The flowers appeared and the fruits swelled, and the beans started to appear on my runner bean plants. The corn started to grow and I undersowed with phacelia, and at the same time I developed a herb and flower bed at the top of the plot to attract more beneficial insects. The flowers gave a splash of colour. Even had some lemongrass growing. Slowly the border filled and the scents filled the air. And there was a sense of accomplishment as the beds were finally getting finished. The sweet peas started to climb up the edge of the compost bay, and the seeds that had just germinated really took on growth. The phacelia was growing tall and flowering and distracted the predators from my sweet corn, but also attracted beneficials like the bumblebees. My sweet corn swelled and filled, while others were struggling with badgers stealing theirs. Peas were strong and plentiful, and the squash soon gave me a huge, bountiful harvest. It wasn't long before it was time to plant out kale. Of all colours and types, we really enjoyed the kale this year. This was my huge melon plant that I put in. Sadly, it didn't produce any fruit. And Lottie kept watching on through the whole season. The harvests were incredible. Every day seemed to have a new basket of produce, too much to keep up with for one family, but we were happy to share. And it's just as well I had my trailer to take my handy mower to and from the plot and my crops home. The brassica grew and I built a cage, and this was the little sunshade because that spot kept getting very dry. And the harvest rolled in. Took some sunflower heads home to feed the wild birds at home, and the beans grew tall and the sweet corn continued to swell. The squash plants became triffids. And this is the last picture. This is at home with my beehives in a forgotten little nook. I hope you enjoyed this little tour of yesteryear in my garden, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye now.